And we're live. Hello everyone, I'm Joe.
I'm Ashley.
And we're back with more of our Summer of Justice 2019. Making sure all the settings are still the same.
Yeah, just making sure everything's alright.
Yep, cool. I'm gonna get some tweeting done and get some upkeep on our channel done while Ashley is streaming this game, and I will provide color commentary when I can.
Alright. Just gonna wait a moment before we get started.
Yup. So, which of the first three Phoenix Wright games is your favorite?
I have kind of a soft spot for the second one because they do some cool stuff. In that one, there's like a lot of surprises. But I really like this one too. And the third one's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're in episode 2 of the game, day 2, the trial, the first part of the trial.
Yep.
Alright, so we're in courtroom number 1. And we're going to be facing off Prosecutor Edgeworth, who's like the scariest person in the game, according to what we know.
So far.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor, and we see his look. His color contrast is opposite of Phoenix, where he has like the red or maroon kind of suit. He doesn't have a tie. He has on what's called a cravat, which is like, you know, little frills. He's wearing a waistcoat that's black, and he's got, you know, the typical anime silver hair with the bangs, which is supposed to let you know that he's super cute.
And very proper and efficient.
Yes. Defense is ready, Your Honor, whereas Phoenix is just wearing a standard suit with a red tie, you know, classic look. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll be on me in an instant. And so yeah, this is one of those lines that will get taken out of context for the fandom because it's real popular to ship these two.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different ships in this fandom, but this is definitely the most popular one, with them being the lead protagonist and antagonist in the game. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. One of the things that they don't get into in this game, but I think, or at least in the initial trials, is the fact that they only have like so long for a trial in this Japanese court system.
This sci-fi, slightly future Japanese court system.
Yeah, because it's set in the future. I want to say it's set in our time period now, but when the games came out, that was like at least a decade and a half away.
Yeah.
So yeah, the trials are 3 days. It's decided by a judge, which is typical in Japanese society, although I think they recently moved to a jury system, but I'm not 100% sure. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. And I think it's pretty standard for Gumshoe to be the first witness in all the cases.
I mean, he's the cop.
Witness, please state, your name and profession to the court. Sir! My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. It's also kind of popular to ship Gumshoe and Edgeworth together.
Mm-hmm.
Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain.
Oh, Gumshoe, don't.
The body was found by the window here.
Hey, Randall, thank you for joining us, sir.
And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir.
Also, welcome to Cal. Thank you. Thank you for joining us after your final episode of the Night's Watch.
It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record. Now, detective. Yes, sir? You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Alright, so now we need to look for contradictions. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her.
Welcome back, Cal.
The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. I'm pretty sure that's highly illegal to do in court.
There's a lot about these games where
What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradiction in a witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Alright, so we're gonna press everything. Which is what I like to do because it's fun to see the reactions. Let's see. And I like the sound effect. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey pal, don't play dumb, you know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel right across from the crime scene.
Alright, what's next?
Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much, though. There were 2 people there already. Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right, I'd say it was about 3 minutes.
Lucifer said to Tom Welling's character, everyone has a kryptonite. Oh yeah, and everyone does in this game. It's finding their tell.
That's pretty fast.
Tell unite.
Our motto this month is quick response.
Freaking Gumshoe.
Gumshoe, I love him so much. He's such a lovable teddy bear. That's how I got there before the killer got away. And he's just so...
He's like Justice on ADHD.
He's smug. Indeed. So, tell us who the 2 people you found on the scene were. Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Right. It's not just Gumshoe. His name is Dick Gumshoe.
Yeah, like the quintessential detective.
Like detective name. Detective name, detective person.
Are you absolutely sure it was us?
Wonder if he's a detective or just has a proclivity to step in chewable candy. I would imagine a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Probably. Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene.
Wow.
Such a good one. Well, he does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care.
Try all of column C.
Why is that? What's your reason?
At least we don't have to listen to Payne's objection anymore.
Yeah. Hold on just 1 second. Ooh, the music stopped. We've hit something good. Yeah. If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal.
She wears pink?
Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. The lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. That's probably the one that we want to present evidence on. Because we know she died instantaneously. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. So memeable. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor. Why did you testify with a vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm a real embarrassment. I forgot about it, Your Honor. Sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I just like pressing everything because it's fun.
Lol.
No, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ho ho ho, then who did write it, smarty pants? What, who? The killer? Miss May, I did.
It's important since it was... It's possible. I think the green is just going over their testimony again, correct?
Yeah. The killer, anyone can see that. Oh! You're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. She was framed. Ooh. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright.
I believe you have evidence, right?
Not that she was framed, but we do have evidence that the victim could not have written the name.
Okay.
Yeah, pal. Well, Detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. Uh-oh. He sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Lab test results show that it was the victim's blood. What kind of tests were these again? Huh? What kind? Well, I hear they take the little bits in the blood. There are hemoglobins, hermogoblins, hobgob, Herma, Goblin, Bobbin. I refuse to testify in this matter, pal. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. Oh no.
Edgeworth.
He's gonna get a pay cut. Oh. That was a mess. Right, where was I? Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. On which hand was the bloody finger, detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Ha ha ha. Nice try. Uh-oh, I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in the books and in the movies. This isn't a movie, detective. No, it's a video game. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order! That didn't go so well. That's right, what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. Alright, so I'm going to present some evidence.
Isn't the autopsy report?
Yeah, the death was instantaneous.
Yep.
Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... no butting your way out of this one, detective.
Ooh, ooh.
Order, order. Defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? The day of the murder, the day after the murder, I forget.
Wouldn't it be...
It was the day after because...
Yeah.
Because the murder happened at 9 and we got it like 12 hours later, so it was the next day. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being... that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning.
You smug monster.
No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Darn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. The detective's a sham. I'm a sham. I'm gonna say you're a sham, Edgeworth.
Totally.
Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright. Say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood, the court accepts the evidence. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes? Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent?
That's a real judgy attitude there, Phoenix.
I mean, you've met her.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's being judgy.
Witness, your name, please. April May. At your service, wink. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Aw, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like in my hotel room. Tee-hee. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices? That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink. This is gonna be fun to cross-examine.
Right.
Well, Your Honor, I see it is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see the need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. What do you think of this witness, Joe?
I think she is flaky at best.
Alright.
At worst, she is a plant. Slash working for the killer.
What do you think about the judge?
I think he's incompetent.
Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know... Oh, oh Lord. I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Go for it. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Look at her animation change.
Getting all like cat-like.
With her little eye twitching. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering?
You're
you insist
a lawyer.
on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. That poor girl. Order. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl? What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The woman with long hair, that was Mia Fey. Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty if that's your thing. Your thing? And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair.
Oh, excuse me.
How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know. She had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with that short, girlish figure. Testimony's bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right.
I question this testimony.
You want me to select that?
I think so.
Hold on a minute. Testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. You saw nothing, you're lying.
Well, here's the thing. When we saw her, she was freaking out because she saw Phoenix. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Let's look at the court record. So the autopsy won't help us, neither will a cell phone, shards of glass, the murder weapon, the wiretap will help us later.
Yeah. And she was... Yeah, she could... Okay, so the body was slumped right there where the window is, correct?
Yeah. I don't think she'd be able to see anything from where she was.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Did you really see the defendant at all? Her? Ooh. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. That's a good point.
Did you really wear that to court? A tennis skirt? I mean, she might.
Yeah, well, that's what April May is wearing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She might.
Oh no, look, her eye twitch.
Yep.
No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But, still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Rawr! What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details are necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Wink. Your testimony again, if you would. Darn, I almost had her. But we're making progress. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think. How'd she know it was a clock? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee-hee!
Oh, it startles me.
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. So you saw me then, too? Of course.
Then why wasn't it in your testimony?
I don't remember that spiky hair anywhere. Spiky! The witness will refrain from personal attacks on the defense attorney.
Attacks?
Aw, was I a bad girl? I'm sorry.
Is she?
Very well, continue. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Is that right as in you're right as you look from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again?
Oh my god.
Right, it was my right hand. Right. Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. That's what she was wearing. Oh, and her hair was all done up in like a bun. Sigh. What happened then? And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. This feels like The Room.
I saw it. I did.
Where did the weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. I see. What sort of weapon was it? A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Alright, so we need to present some evidence. So I'm going to present the evidence of the clock. Miss May, what you just said now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order, order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Ooh, The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Mia caught murderers with these questions. Yeah. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question, how did you know it was a clock? What? That's... Yeah, the animation is so good. Yeah, it's definitely... Well, they retouched all the animation from the Game Boy Advance version. You can find it online. It's very similar, it's all pixelated. So when they re-released it for the console, it all looks hand-drawn as opposed to pixel art. That's because I heard it. Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co.? No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. Tee! The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Nope. No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it, it couldn't have rung. I say it couldn't have rung because the clockwork was taken out of it. Yep. Your Honor, members of the court, it's inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty, it's broken, the batteries are dead. It's empty. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Word choice. Fat? Man. Word choice. Well, Miss May? Tisk tisk.
Tut tut.
And then
It's like
Phoenix is
rain.
like, what? Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty? Somehow he knew? I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. Apparently our cats are fighting. That's true, that's a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course.
I believe you have evidence to that.
Yes, I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is the phone call. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order, order! The defendant's cell phone. This wasn't brought to my attention. What do you think of his animation?
He's a little crazed there.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Grumble, the good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. Beep. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take out the clockwork, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Beep.
Aw, snap.
Aw, snap. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness ever even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright?
Yep.
Yes? The witness claims she has seen it before. But this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before.
The clock itself, right?
Yeah, I would guess.
Because it was custom made.
Yeah. It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Ooh. Burn.
Dang.
Look at his face.
So cocky.
Oh, excuse is not on sale today? Oh.
Oh wow, they kept that.
Oh, she made now. Look, her heart's upside down. What is it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh? Oh. Silly me. Did I, like, lose it?
A little bit.
I guess I did, tee-hee, wink. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock?
Oh, dude. It's good animation there.
Yeah.
Or good artwork,
Oh dear.
I guess is a better way to put it.
What was that?
Good artwork, I guess is a better way to put it.
Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth on the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you held it, you had heard about it.
This is gonna be a tough one.
You had heard about it.
You think so?
Yes. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock.
Are you about to submit your other bit of evidence from that you said would be useful later?
Yep, and I can show you the proof.
Alright. Oh. Is your hands in a position where she can't? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an anime thing.
Yeah, like a stereotypical cutesy
anime girl look.
Yeah, well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness heard the murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this. I found this in Miss May's room.
Her face jumped.
All the emotions.
Yep.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss May's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
Is it?
I'm not entirely sure that is. Objection overruled.
Ooh, Edgeworth.
It troubles me that our witness was in the possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? I like the close-up animations when they're going back and forth. Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is, I guess it's a phone call again. Because they talk about the clock not working.
I think so.
If you press the wrong thing, then we'll get like a penalty. But we haven't had any penalties yet, so we should be fine.
What are the other two at the very end?
That's the note and the map. That's the wiretap. Yeah, I think it has to be the phone call.
The phone makes most sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you press the wrong thing, it's pretty funny. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called me in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on for me. Again, what's this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
Objection!
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. La la. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer?
Oh, hoo, hoo.
It's not fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Is that it? She's crying. That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. You did it. Didn't you? Or why the wiretap? Probably why the wiretap, because I don't think she killed. She couldn't have killed her.
Probably not, no.
Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping or irrelevant? Gosh, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant.
Oh.
While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove that you had nothing to do with this murder even though you tapped her phone? I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course I can, and will.
If you look at her smile, too, it also looks very cat-like.
You can't be serious. No way. Way. I say way. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to just let her walk away? There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something.
Think of something for real.
Call the bellboy as a witness, continue examining Miss May.
I would say call the bellboy as a witness, personally.
Yeah. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? We're kind of in a rock and a hard place, so we gotta accept.
He's our only option at the moment.
Yeah, alright, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. No joke. Understood, I accept your condition. How do you feel about him not consulting his client on this?
I feel as, well, okay, that's not the first thing that I would say is flippin' wrong with this entire legal system. But, because like upon finding out that Mia was being wiretapped by the witness to the crime,
yeah,
that should be like, all right, we need like more than just the compulsory 3 days,
yeah,
for this trial. So,
fool, you fell right into my trap. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. Also, does Edgeworth have the authority to just like say, like, hey, you have to accept this condition? Does a judge have no authority?
Apparently, because it's Edgeworth.
All right.
One moment, I'll be back, but continue without me.
I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Why did he bring the tray of stuff? Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believed I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her room at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. I love the animation on this. Or the still photograph where it looks like he's flirting with her. Or at least
look where his eyes are going.
Yeah, his eye line is definitely aimed at some areas. He looks much more innocent and prim and proper on the witness stand. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. This is probably before iced coffee was super trendy.
Right.
I see the defense may begin its cross-examination. Right. I'm ready, I hope.
Technically, it's after.
It's true. But, you know.
So.
Alright, let's press this witness. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel. Which of course is a reference to Watergate.
Yep.
What exactly is it you do at the hotel? Why, anything required of me, sir? I check in guests, I check out guests, I clean rooms, I make beds. I even deliver room service, sir. I check Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking frivolous questions. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice.
Ha.
And then I saw them and I... Ahem. Ahem. Oh no. The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her room exactly at 9 on the dot. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9, the time of the murder. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. Precisely 9, then. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir, 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee, I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. You're sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir, as in, so very absolutely. Sir, it's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embrassure, sir.
Embrassure? Yeah.
Embrassure? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Tisk tisk. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest. Wait, please wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? The check-in, the room service, the bed making.
I feel like the bed making is key here because it's something that hasn't been talked about at all yet.
Yeah.
And it was something I think that you noticed during the...
At check-in he mentioned something weird, them, and then changed it to singular.
That would be a good one to go with then.
Yeah. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in Miss May. Oh, alright. Very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me? What exactly was a disappointment? Well, I'm not without charm, sir, but even I'd have a little chance with her lover there. What did he say? What did you say? Or rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object. That was objectionable.
Yeah.
Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Oof. You fool! I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, who is this other person? Simple, it was... the man with Miss April May.
Yep.
The man who checked in with Miss May.
It's like the words are actually hurting each other.
Yeah, Your Honor. As has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Ooh! Oh, oh man. Upstart. Amateur. The same things that they said about Shakespeare.
Yeah,
These accusations are ludicrous.
Ludicrous speed?
Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all for today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright! You were amazing in there.
Was
Really?
he had a lot of gambles.
I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide, the trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Yeah. It's, I know for some of it that's like a style thing now. Like, there have been so many people in different subcultures that are, like, going out of their way to do, like, anime styling for their hair and stuff. There's a few videos we saw on it. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I see. But I got a great lead on today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir! I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free.
Alright, so...
I think that's a good time to call this particular stream, and then I feel up to streaming the next part right now. Are you good?
We can continue. Why don't we just continue it, and I'll just modify the name.
Well, I mean, because it's a convenient break, and then we can start up a new one for, like, each part of the chapter. That way it's in sizable chunks.
That's fair. Alright, if you want to do that.
Alright.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and save. We're going to call the stream for now.
And then we'll be
back
on
in about, like, 5-10 minutes tops.
Yeah, like, no more than 5 or 10 minutes.
Cool.
Alright.
Thank you, Cal. Hope to see you on the next one. Later.